Ah, 46.7 million. Not limited to jewelry, watches, bags, high quality items. Hello, Mr. Kailis. Someone just donated a dream bubble to our store, and after conducting psychometric spectral analysis on it, I suspect you would be interested in the contents of this dream bubble. How'd you know I'd be interested? It's the magic of psychoanalysis, sir. The donor is an elegant lady with the same name Black Swan. If you have the time, we would love to have you anytime. What? Unofficial tales indicate that Leslie Dean, the superstar actor who passed away at a young age, has recently appeared in Golden Hour and Paniconi, creating quite a shock. There's currently no evidence to show that Leslie Dean appearing in the Dreamscape is the real cosmic star. The Sweet Dream Times editorial office would like to urge fans to act with constraint and not break the rules in the Dreamscape. Tick tock, tick tock. How much do you know about the Reverie's indefinite closure? The Reverie, located in Golden Hour, is currently undergoing renovations. I'm sure that every guest has seen this notice on their Dreamscape pass. Certainly, the majority of guests will have no reason to doubt this official explanation provided by the family. However, there should have a particular hunger for the truth. They may not have delved too deep in order to find holes in their story. If you are naturally a person of truth and integrity and wish to explore the truth, please feel free to contact Singler, investigative reporter of the Sweet Dream Times. Together, we will expose the truth behind the closure of the Reverie that the family seeks to cover up.
It's getting late. Where to now?
Oh, we can just leave. Wait, what? For a second I thought he wasn't here anymore. I was gonna be like, what?
Ah, friend. My expression wasn't much better than yours when I first saw this. Your eyes aren't deceiving you. It's her. The famous singer, Robin.
Could Robin actually?
Well, first of all, can I just say that this had nothing to do with me? I'm just an unlucky bystander here. The family can testify for me. If you don't believe me, just ask anyone in the Bloodhound family. They hate me and they hate the IPC, so they'd never lie. This is not where the crime happened. What I showed you was a memory. The most basic light cone manifesting tech. Authorized by the Garden of Recollection and owned by the IPC.
Oh yeah, I did read something about that.
Did you really think the Galaxy Rangers were outsiders this whole time? Paniconi has made a solemn commitment to protect the safety of anyone inside a family dream, Any person in distress will be forcibly awakened and safely returned to reality. What gives them the confidence to make such conclusive statements? Because behind this promise is the harmony. The family's Dreamweavers link up their minds together to construct an unbreakable defensive line. Breaking through this line of defense to create death in the dreamscape. Not even a memo keeper could do that without the family's permission. Who could have done it, friend? The only one is her. The girl who calls herself a Galaxy Ranger. An imposter. An unsought guest. An emanator who hides her true identity. Ifrit's death was a foregone conclusion. And Robin? Her misfortune was staring right at her. Who will be the next to die?
And I can't trust anyone. Let's go down the slippery slopes, can we? Shall we?
It's fine. Listen to your gut. Building trust always takes time, and I'm willing to wait. I just hope you realize that wherever that legacy is concerned, covert plans are already underway throughout Penacony. Everyone's got their own
Oh,
agenda.
I've noticed.
Careful you don't get stuck on the wrong side. If I were you, I'd keep my distance from Acheron. After all, any schemes out in the open are always going to be better than a monster in the shadows, right?
Are the devil you know?
Who's to say there isn't an even deeper conspiracy lurking beneath the surface?
Memo Keeper, I think our little deal is finished.
Aventurine is telling the truth. This memory is a real one, and there's no sign of any distortion grafting on.
The IPC is not the Garden, and there are real limits to what they can actually do, but you know all this. Friend, let's not beat around the bush here. The thing is, I want to reach out personally to team up with the Astral Express. I told you I'm just not interested in scrambling for the legacy. I just came to Penacony for work. I'm here to retrieve some lost property for the IPC, if you catch my drift. I'm talking ownership of this frontier prison. This has all become a bad debt thanks to the cancer of all worlds. The IPC has tried sitting down for negotiations time and again, but the family wouldn't even take our calls. You have no idea how difficult these people are to deal with. Put it this way. They've hushed up the existence of death before, so they can definitely cover up any news about Robin's death. It'll just quietly float off like a bubble and pop. Nobody ever being the wiser. That's not fair, right? So then, friend, I need your help. I have but only one goal. The family's front door is like a high wall, and to tear the whole thing down, I'll have to dig out a few chunks first. Once I find a weak point, the IPC will have plenty of means. Now we have our chance. So long as we can get to the truth behind her death, we can have justice for Robin. While also gaining a valuable bargaining chip for bringing the family to the table. Truly a once-in-a-blue-moon opportunity. I've been investigating and making lots of friends all over Penacony precisely for this very moment.
Lots of friends.
This tragic news would be extremely bad for the family, so they'll be doing everything they can to stop it leaking, especially to the IPC.
Which is hilarious.
But I trust that there are still a few factions that remain exceptions. And that's why I need you all. The reputation of the Astral Express precedes you, and the Harmony will give you the fairest of appraisals. You get to find out really what happened and seek justice. and I get to put it toward completing my mission for the IPC. It's what you call a win-win situation.
You want to take advantage of the family's trust in us?
Don't worry, just head back and talk things over with your companions. That navigator is really smart. She must understand the value of this deal. Look, here's my contact details. If you come to any conclusions, call me. Oh, and take this. A thorough investigation can always use a little more funding. Don't mention it.
Huh.
So long, friend. I really am looking forward to uncovering the truth about death with everyone.
Fun. Everybody talks.
Aventurine
everybody
just
talks.
sauntered off. He really doesn't mean to force it, but something still seems off.
What now? What are your plans?
Black Swan. What is she thinking?
$50K, huh? Oh, I guess I'll take it.
On the surface, this doesn't look like a bad deal for you. But Aventurine is a shrewd merchant whose scheme won't just be as simple as it appears to be. He doesn't know about Miss Firefly yet, but judging by your reaction, he may have noticed something going on and deliberately shifted topics to the truth of death to try and pull you in line with his way of thinking. That's quick thinking and very sound logic. Aventurine is no fool, and working with him definitely has its dangers.
Playing it safe seems to be the smarter way.
Insofar as things are presently concerned, yes. But what about the
If you
long
don't move,
term?
then it's not gonna
Anyway,
be so
be
safe.
careful out there. There's more than one way to blaze a trail. In a dark forest beset by wolves, ensuring your own escape to safety should be your primary concern. As for the other questions, two victims appearing one after the other in a very short time span, in and of itself, that's very unusual. Two possibilities. The collapse of Penacony's dreamscape has started speeding up, making death extremely agitated and weakening the family's protections. Or, everything has been planned out and executed by someone. If someone has chosen these victims deliberately, first a smuggler, then a family celebrity, then this murderer's motives are worth thoroughly chewing over.
I still think it's orchestrated.
Sorry, I can't answer that question. That ranger is shrouded in mystery. I'm afraid no one is capable of providing an answer. But without a doubt, she is the most special guest at this banquet. It's like Aventurine said just then. It's best to keep your distance from her. I'm not sure the two cases were committed by the same culprit, but that massive wound looked like its winged blade. We've all witnessed it in action before. Plus, it seems unlikely that there would be two lethal entities loose in
What do
the
you mean
dreamscape.
unlikely? Is there only ever one bear in a freaking forest?
It's all happened so quickly, I can only make conjecture. After leaving here, go have a chat with your companions. I hope you can clarify the source of this confusion. Come, this way. It's a short walk. Don't get lost.
freaking footsteps are synced. It's crazy. I won't grab that yet.
This way. This is where we part ways. All of this is like a nightmare.
Sure.
Unfortunately, the remembrance doesn't lie. What we just saw is the reality that happened. And it won't fade from our minds just because we wake up. But follow your heart and don't be afraid. We all walk through this world casting shadows of different lengths. And ultimately, all we leave behind are precious memories. Hold on just a sec. There you go. A small parting gift. If one day you unfortunately fall into the deep waters of the memory zone and there's no memo keeper to join you, hopefully it can guide you on my behalf. I also pay great attention to the ways of the world. Just think of this as an apology from me for hiding something from you. Then, I've something private to take care of regarding that Galaxy Ranger. Let's leave things there, shall we? What fascinating memories will you bring for me next time we meet? I sincerely look forward to them.
Kylus, you still at the hotel in the dreamscape? Kylus, have you run into trouble? We got separated in the memory zone, but Kylus is with the memo keeper. I feel so antsy. Help! March, stay calm. Do I need to get off the express and help? Not at the moment. Sure, just let me know if you need me. The Reverie Hotel in the real world is very calm. Not much is happening. Finished investigating my side. Where should we meet? Kylus! Kylus, it's great that you're safe. The lady didn't do anything bad, did she? I'm sorry about what happened to Firefly. The scene has been cordoned off by the family. We're wrapping up negotiations with some family delegates. Let's meet somewhere near the Clocky statue later.
A family rep. Is Himiko okay?
The parting gift from Black Swan. A tiny card numbered 0, seemingly absent from the Black Swan's collection. In the card's art, she casts her gaze into the midst of destiny. If one day you have unfortunately sunk into the memory zone's deep sea without a memory keeper by yourself, it will guide you out on my behalf.
This is ridiculous! How come I keep bumping into colleagues?
I guess I could have just, teleported there. But,
Checked off the list.
So much has happened. I should take a moment to gather my thoughts and wait for everyone to arrive.
Better unsheath that blade now, Ranger.
Do you still dream, Hunter? Of those slain by your hand?
It appears the outcome has already been determined.
We're still alive. As are you. You still have room to make a choice. Leave the music box behind, and then go.
Choice. The bloody trail of the destruction leaves no room for hesitation.
The Taurus Fire Demon. Even if you sacrifice your life for that Eon, you won't get special treatment.
Ranger, you tread the narrow path of the hunt. You could never understand. We come from the fire, and are born bathed in fire. We spread, burn, and destroy, until all the kindling has burned out and we leave only ashes on the ground. Burning forms the entire life of a fire demon, from the beginning to the end. We are born to die, just to put into practice a profile of another universal truth. All things are created for the destruction.
Your companions don't seem to think so. They fight for your chance at survival.
They are my children, and just as I was, they are flames that have yet to burn white hot. They're still young, and I don't believe them. But my flames are faint, and time is running out. Can you see the planet of festivities in the distance? I plan to bring Purgatory with me there, and before that, I must surpass you.
Why?
Because on the path they have forged, you have traveled farther than I have. Emanator. You cannot hide your true identity. Draw that sword.
Oh yeah, she still hasn't drawn
For
it.
we shall indeed remain here, bound to fight a decisive battle to the death, for I choose this. Destruction is intense, but brief. To cravenly cling to life is to endure an endlessly prolonged existence.
Even if the answer turns out to be your own destruction.
What is important is not the answer, but that it exists, just as you exist. Everything exists to be destroyed. Emanators are no different. Just as even sweet dreams may be born of the void, the so-called impossible is merely something that is yet to happen.
All right. I accept.
You shall
Acheron is a gentle
the
soul,
most
huh?
brilliant and intense fire in existence. May this flame illuminate the farthest reaches of your bottomless dream.
A bottomless dream. Yes, that's right. But you've made one small mistake. This blade remains in its scabbard not out of pity or scorn. It's a personal secret that I don't want to disclose, but perhaps out of reciprocity. I'll reveal the truth to you. The hunt is not the path I truly follow. May death be the end of your boundless dream, guiding you back to the waking world. I still see them in my dreams. Hold it. Your time hasn't come yet.
My time.
I've seen many clever disguises that can conceal appearances, but they can never cover up who a person really is. And you're no different. You had no desire to kill the Trailblazer. You only did what you did to drive me and the Memo Keeper away, but why?
So many soft people.
Did Destiny's slave make you do it?
Ooh.
You know, Elio.
I thought this is just the kind of thing that'd get written into your script.
My script has always been brief. Other than that, anything beyond that is unnecessary. He knows my nature. There is but a single destiny from which no one can escape. And until then, I hold the privilege of choice. However, you appear to be ignorant of this, so it's time for me to inquire. Who exactly are you?
Not your enemy, perhaps.
That's not what I asked.
I don't deserve your curiosity. Loners wandering the cosmos always have their secrets. Take me. I'm wanted by the IPC, so it's little wonder that I know something about the Stellaron Hunters. That's all. Maybe I can help.
What reason would you have for doing that?
She's just a nice person,
I tend to
man.
forget things. Which is why, rather than memories, I'm accustomed to using my emotions to capture what I normally wouldn't otherwise.
There we go.
So, I know who is inside that cold armor. How about it? Ready to take off that armor and sit down for a talk?
It's not yet time.
That's what she said.
I don't need help, but I can give you a suggestion that would make things better for you and me. If your goal is the Watchmaker's legacy, then go look into the family. Not only are they covering up the existence of death, but they're burying the past and the truth about what happens inside the dreamscape.
Already on it.
And the Astral Express is no enemy of yours.
I know that. I just never expected to hear you say it. What's next, then? The Trailblazer's been taken by Black Swan. Will you go look for him?
No need for that. No harm in mentioning that Elio's only given me one instruction. Get all of the Astral Express to track down the Grand Legacy. I tried settling this in an easier and more direct way, but as you can see, here I am confronting you. I failed. Can't ever go against the script.
The so-called impossible is merely something that has yet to happen. That's it. Before we split, can I ask you one more thing? Is there anything else in your script about me? I'd like to know what kind of footnote I get to leave in that future foreseen by destiny.
Unfortunately, not a thing came up.
Huh.
I knew it.
Hang on. I don't.
Don't. What?
Your first question was, do you still have dreams? about everyone who died because of you. I don't. Never have. I was born without the ability to dream. I live for this cold, harsh reality. For a little light. And to burn. To keep on burning. Until I turn to ash.
I love when people's, like, combat style
I really
matches
envy
who
you.
they are. I love
Is
it.
that so? Then you're already living in the waking world.
This story is making me want to sing so many different songs. Present day, golden hour.
We heard about Miss Firefly from Black Swan, but we never expected Miss Robin to...
Yeah, so those albums are gonna be
I'm
worth
sorry.
a lot more money there, March.
But I couldn't be with you then.
Reality cruises on in serenity, while undercurrents bubble up from the dreamscape. Just like that memo keeper said. Stay strong, everyone. We can still do what we can for them. Starting with finding the murderer.
Let's recap everything then. The Trailblazer just reminded me of something. March, do you remember what that family rep who negotiated with us said?
Indeed, we trust that the Nameless has nothing to do with this. And we also beg each of you to help assist the family in verifying the identity of the deceased. That's how it was put, in reference to Miss Firefly.
Looking back, he seemed a little evasive at the time. And he also failed to mention anything about the earlier murder, too.
The family's planning on covering up all news about Miss Robin's death. If news gets out, Penacony's going to turn into a bloodbath.
Hey, a
But the
bloodbath.
murder that followed closely after was obviously beyond their anticipation. The family had to try and turn things to their advantage by bringing in reinforcements from outside. The Charmony Festival is nearly here. They must be snowed under.
It may also be that Miss Firefly's murder had so many witnesses that it couldn't be covered up. So they went with the flow and let more people on the scene to control the situation. After all, the nature of the two murders is fundamentally different. The family's first protective measure should be against malicious actors among the guests, such as that IPC envoy.
Indeed, he was particularly concerned about that Galaxy Ranger.
Are we missing the forest for the trees here? I always felt that Aventurine's reasons for accusing Miss Acheron were highly subtle. Can we believe him?
At this point, I'm afraid the only ones we can trust are ourselves.
Yeah, I've been saying this since we
Look,
got
let's
here.
Try to gather intel first and then list all the possible outcomes we can. Then we go through them, eliminating contradictions one by one.
Yep.
The fewer facts remaining, the closer we are to the truth. I've still got this sense of foreboding. It's like we're stuck in a whirlpool, spinning around that legacy even after everything that's happened.
This time we're playing the role of a real detective. But before we start, what are we going to say to the family and Aventurine?
As I see things, the family harbors no ill will towards the Astral Express. If they didn't trust the crew, they wouldn't have casually commissioned outsiders to investigate a case that's, in all likelihood, a scandal. Plus, this is the family's turf. Teaming up with them should make things easier for us in the future. As for that Aventurine, well, I'd like to hear your thoughts.
He's complex. He deliberately slow-played his hand during negotiations while running circles around us all the while.
That's the better way to do
He
things,
appealed
guys.
convincingly to both reason and emotion. It wasn't forced, but the intent was obvious. Still, it's good to have contacts among all this uncertainty. Adventurine showed his skills, and as far as our interests are aligned, he can become a reliable ally. We also need to keep a certain distance from the family. Never let them get too close. Teaming up with the IPC helps balance that out. If either side makes a move, we have the option to pull out.
So you suggest accepting Aventurine's proposal to team up?
Yes. It's risky, but we can only wait until both sides have played their cards before making any further judgments.
I get why, but there's a whole lot of bad guys and girls around here. And I'm worried about getting stabbed in the back. He's been bullied a few times now, and I can't stand it anymore.
Aww. Big Sister March. It's cool. He can bully me whenever.
You... No, I can't accept this.
Aww.
Forget about it. Just let me keep an eye on him. If that doesn't work, we can just turn the tables and use him instead.
Then, could you please reply to Aventurine? Everyone, take this time to put together your thoughts.
Okay, we're putting Big Sister March back in the team. The music. Wonderful. Your response came faster than I expected. From now on, we'll all be in this together. Here's a small something for our upcoming partnership. Thanks, boss. Wow, that's so generous of you, boss. Thanks. Oops, I pressed send too early. Here's a little extra just for good luck with a new gig. Just as anticipated, the family's going to sweep Robin's case under the rug for as long as they can. So her case is only a secret between us. But the other case, that depends on what excuses they have prepared for you guys. I'll take my leave for now, and I look forward to outstanding performance from you guys. Thanks, boss.
Looks like Aventurine is happy with this outcome. Let's tell everyone about it.
What's this? Clocky smile forever radiant. It's not yet known if his gaze can reach the dark corner in the realm of dreams.
Aventurine's goal is to try and recapture Penacony for IPC. To do this, he'll have to bring down the family in its entirety to create a big enough chance. The existence of death will be covered up by the family. So how does he plan on taking them down? It's gotta be something important enough that everyone will notice. But it also can't be anything too out in the open.
Go big or go home.
He's definitely going for the family, and it's just a matter of how. The harmony is strong in Penacony, and almost impossible to take on
Some
head
of
to
these
head.
options just
The
don't
fact
make
that
sense.
the
There's a lot of
IPC
redundancy
dispatched
here.
Aventurine shows that they do not intend to simply play by the book here.
I don't know, it's because of like localization, but a lot of times it's like people trying to sound smart just by re-establishing what's already been known or said. But at the same time, we're like kind of looking at this for multiple parties, so it makes sense that different parties are gonna take different times to figure out what's happening. So it's both naturalistic, but from my point of view, it's just like, holy crap, guys. We've said the same thing like 300 times.
An attack on the hotel guests? Unlikely. Penacony's guests include quite a few bigwigs known throughout the whole cosmos. People who not even the IPC would dare take lightly. Aventurine is a shrewd merchant, and there's no way he doesn't know that.
I know. There's no point in saying all the rest of these things, but...
Aventurine has devoted considerable attention to her. But this Galaxy Ranger... we know hardly anything about her, and can't rush to any conclusions. I was also considering this possibility. Especially because he respects you
Yes,
so
he respects
much,
me.
and has sought you out before a few times. Perhaps he's also unsure of your intentions and is probing you.
But I feel like he's genuinely interested in people. That's just a vibe.
I'm just speculating. In any case, we have to be careful when handling Aventurine. He's skilled at reading people and discerning the right moment to strike. Also, he's clearly a born gambler if he's willing to go all in to win.
March is with us now, right? So we can't talk to her.
Aventurine said something that concerns me. He accused that Galaxy Ranger of killing Robin without any evidence whatsoever, but said nothing about her connection to that memory zone meme or why he was stalking you. It was a groundless accusation, which only serves to make him seem more suspicious.
Everyone's withholding information, Dad.
Maybe Aventurine's goal was never to gain our trust. Maybe he wanted to foster a feeling of enmity towards Acheron and make the situation more volatile. Two birds, one stone. However, I asked Don Hung back on the Express to confirm that story about the Annihilation Gang and the lost messages. It wasn't something that Aventurine made up out of thin air. You've met her many times now. What's your impression of Miss Acheron?
I think she's super gentle, man. Excuse... This red text is really smacking me. Is this the power of her Eon? You know, to wipe everything to nothing?
That fits the stereotype of a Galaxy Ranger to a T. They're eccentric, unpredictable, and
frick?
fond of being alone. No
Wow.
wonder she's a suspect.
There is... I feel called out somehow. Amazing.
I really love Blocky.
Big sis!
I hope it's not too soon to bring it up. But I feel like Miss Robin isn't actually dead, but that she's still alive and well. Somewhere.
I kind of feel the same way.
But everything's just some horrible prank. Because aren't we supposed to be inside a dream? How could someone die in a beautiful dreamscape like this? Shouldn't only good things happen here? Whenever I see the Grand Theater, I just can't stop all these thoughts from flooding my head.
I kind of want to reassure her, not gonna lie. I'll restore all the dreams back to normal.
Yeah, of course. At times like this, we're so lucky to have our crew. The family and the IPC. Everyone has their own plans going on. Everyone's still having a great time out there on the streets. Nobody knows what's happened. It's all so unreal. As if Firefly, Miss Robin, and us were all outsiders from another world. Aw, what a mess. I really want a nice cool drink of soda to help me calm down. But Then I'd be just like everyone else out on the streets.
Oh, March.
Looks like Aventurine doesn't need anything else. Let's turn our attention to the family's assignment for now. Himiko, what do you think?
Among our current clues, the 2 murders that he witnessed are the most directly connected. I suggest starting here. One thing I'm curious about is, if a person dies in a dream, what happens to them in real life? Seeing as we're at the family's behest, why not pop back out to reality and verify Miss Firefly's situation back at the hotel? Perhaps we could also make a few inquiries about her while out there.
How about we split off into 2 groups? There are still some things worth focusing on inside the dreamscape. I'll investigate those, and we can link up again later.
Huh.
Worth focusing on? Oh. No problem. I'll leave it to you then.
Huh? Aw, I thought I'd finally get to see Himiko and Mr. Yang go out on a
For
mission
real.
together. Oh well. Take care then, Mr. Yang.
Again.
I will. Keep in touch.
We will, Dad. She's here.
Honored guest, could you come out for a second?
I thought they were gonna do that. That's great.
I'd be embarrassed too, getting stared at like that.
Forgive me. My name is Welt Yang. I'm one of the crew members on the Astral Express. I believe you've met my colleagues.
2 Hershers saying hello.
Well,
Is there something about my name?
first, don't you want to know my name?
I already do, Miss Acheron. You're a prominent figure in Penacony.
What are they saying about me?
Some claim that you're the real culprit behind these murders, that the Annihilation Gang's tragic fate at the banquet was a result of your blade,
Wah.
and that you're now attempting to unleash another bloodbath on Penacony.
The Annihilation Gang.
Ifrit of Everflame Mansion.
Tragic fate. That Duke turned his dying body to flames and sacrificed his life as a martyr. He was a determined and heroic pathstrider. Not even a villain should be disparaged like this. And what's more, there were plenty of suspects invited. Do they really think that a blade is more dangerous than that black hole you're wielding?
Keen intuition. Not even the family managed to point out the truth behind this cane. So you must surely know, Miss Acheron, that peering into a black hole is not a wise move. As a potential threat, your knowledge of us has reached uncomfortable depths. Reveal your true identity and intentions. Otherwise, brace yourself for gravitational disintegration.
God, I want to pull Welt. Please come
That
home.
shouldn't be necessary. But if it makes the Nameless feel less defensive, I'll be happy to abide.
She's such a nice lady.
Believe it or not, Galaxy Ranger, Acheron. Those are the names I go by to this very day. My trip to Penacony is solely to fulfill an old, final request. I'm here for the Watchmaker's legacy. And that's it. I think I've been honest enough.
Still unwilling to reveal your true identity?
It's not that I don't want to. It's just that I can't. I've come so far, and I can't sum up all of that in just a few words. Everyone has their own unspeakable past. Secrets that they don't want to be revealed. And I won't be asking any more questions, such as why the Astral Express is roaming around the cosmos with a Stellaron on board. Is he okay? That memo keeper didn't do anything, right?
He's fine. Let's stick with the topic. Gaining my trust all depends on how much you're willing to reveal.
I've run around many different Penacony dreamscapes just to try and find that legacy. And during this period, I came into contact with quite a few guests. In the process, I gradually came to realize the secret of Penacony may be closely related to the Trailblaze. That's why I've come to ask for your help. I don't have enough proof yet, but I'd like to speculate something. The source of all tragedy lies within the family. If you could trust me, we could find the proof to support this claim together. Mr. Yang, I think you've come to the same conclusion, haven't you?
Let's leave it at that. For now, I'll choose to believe that you bear no hostility. Share your findings with me and me alone. I don't want vague conjecture to interfere with other people's judgments before we find solid proof.
Mm-hmm. By the way, would you like something to drink? Before we go, how about 2 cups of Wake the Heck Up? No, 4 cups.
She's like, I've had a long day.
Because the conversation coming up will last forever.
God, I want Welt in my party. Oh, can I pull Welt, please?
I've been watching her closely for a while now, and the first invitation was in the banquet hall of the hotel. She just sat in one corner, keeping silent, chugging down a couple cups of Wake the Heck Up. I told her it's a pungent, bitter beverage, not the taste of sweet dreams. Only for people allergic to Soul Glad. And she said...
Really? But I don't taste any difference at all between them.
Ah. So nightmares and dreams are the same for you, huh?
The guest rooms are charmingly minimalist. An aesthetic you share, Miss Acheron. It's a cinch, this music box. The invitation received by the Annihilation Gang. There are latent memories that linger on it yet.
Yo, these images.
You see, memories of you are not yours alone. They travel in other people, other things. I know much, and I can predict even more. With some help, the dead can be made to speak. The Annihilation Gang, that band of desperados who all disappeared after meeting you. What exactly happened to them? Well, let me reveal all.
Gradation 12. Dreamscape 12. Father, I dedicate this to you.
Well done, Dubra. Wherever they go, shall be met by annihilation.
There it is. It's hazy, but it's Ifrit's voice. The other one is probably his progeny. This is the residual memory from when the invitation was first delivered. They were abruptly interrupted. Then, what happened next is...
They sought refuge in the land of sleep, merely wishing for undisturbed rest, away from the storms. Children of the flame, this marks your rite of passage.
She won't be necessary. I alone am enough.
When have those on the path of destruction feared death?
Excuse me.
The Everflame Mansion has set out on a journey. Those poor people, They have no idea what lies in wait ahead of them. Memory recovery is going well, but slowly. She'll be here soon, and time is short. There's nobody else here, so there's no need to be delicate. In fact, I think I'd better go all out. What happened? The memory after that is blank. How is that possible? This music box fell into Acheron's hands, and she brought it to Penacony. That's a fact, and that's how it should have gone. But along the way... it's like it's been erased. Who's done this?
She did mention that she doesn't normally
Who are you?
remember everything.
Who are you?
It's... no. Is this not a memory?
Oh, a memo keeper. Do you serve the Garden of Recollection? Or the Cremators? My name is Constance. A pleasure to meet you. We were supposed to meet in Penacony and spend an unforgettable time together. But that seems unrealistic. Dahlia's not welcome on the banquet store, and I don't need a coming-of-age ceremony. And you, I know what you're looking for. Want her secret? I can give it to you, and then you can enjoy the banquet for me. I wish you unforgettable memories.
Oh. A phone. Wanna listen in?